GTA Online Money Fronts is the new summer DLC coming June 17th in GTA 5 Online. And in today's video, we're going to be going over what to expect, what's going to be releasing with this DLC, how much money you're going to need for this DLC, and also the release times. So that is right, ladies and gentlemen, Rockstar Games has officially announced the Money Fronts DLC coming June 17th. We know when it's releasing, we know the times, we've seen some of the cars we're getting, and they've told us what some of the cars are going to be. We've seen the businesses. So in today's video, we're going to dive into all of that. We're going to dissect it, showcase how much money we're going to need the day of launch. All of that and more here in this video. Okay, so first of all, let's go over the global rollout. Like I said, this is coming June 17th, and depending on where you are in the world, it's going to be a different time for you, obviously. So let's start off in LA, the west coast of the USA, aka Los Santos. If you're there, it's going to be at 2 a.m. on the 17th of June. As we go further east, we have Liberty City, aka the East Coast or New York of the USA, or Florida, aka Vice City. And that is going to be at 5 a.m. on the 17th of June. If you're in London, it's going to be 10 a.m. Paris is going to be 8 a.m. Moving all the way over to Tokyo at 6 p.m. on the 17th and 5 p.m. over in Perth in Australia. Now, depending on where you are in the world, this could come out on the 18th, obviously just with different time zones. So feel free to go ahead and screenshot that, share it with your friends, just so everyone knows when the release is going to be happening. All right, guys, so next up, what is coming in this DLC? Let's start off with the vehicles. Well, we know that the classy Tampa GT is coming to the game. We saw that in the first picture they showcased here of the car wash, and we know this is a muscle car, so we know this is the vehicle right here. Now, when trying to figure out the price of this, as of right now, we don't know the prices. I will give you that information if it comes out before the DLC is released. But we all know there has definitely been some inflation in GTA 5 Online. Now, if we look at this classy Tampa that came as part of the festive, this was $375,000. As we move up to some more classic cars, part of the Diamond Casino, it was around $600,000. And then as we got more recent, like the Los Santos Drug Wars, we got the classy Tulip for 1.6, the Tahoma Coupe for 1.5 million, and then another classic, the Dominator FX for 1.5. So I feel confident that we can say a good estimate for this vehicle is going to be around $1.5 million. Now, next up, as we can see coming out of our car wash right here, is the Cheetah Classic Widebody. Now, obviously, we never had this Widebody option available to customize, so we can only assume it's a new variant. Now, for this one, we can get a pretty good idea of how much it's going to cost. So the regular Cheetah Classic is $865,000. So how much would the wide variant cost? Now, we know Rockstar's already implemented a wide-body variant of a car. So right here, we have the Jester RR at 1.4, almost 1.5 million. And then they brought out a wide-body variant at $2.3 million. So that was $800,000 more. So we can only assume, going off of that logic, there may be some inflation, but I would say a decent guess for this, I'm going to say $1.7 million. So next up, we have the Evon RS. Rockstar's already given us the name for this, and we can guess this is a picture of the vehicle right here. Once again, given to us in the screenshot of the new car wash that we're going to be able to purchase. So for the Evon RS, right, it's a newer vehicle. This right here we got recently was 1.2 million, and then we did also get the Vapid Fireball ASP for 1.8 million, almost 1.9 million. But the Vapid Cara, which came out during the Diamond Casino heist, this is 875,000, and this is more realistic to what would seem to be the size of that vehicle. But as I said, because of inflation, this thing, even though it's an older vehicle, is 1.9 million. So I'm gonna just say this new vehicle, the Evon RS, I'm gonna say it's gonna be around $2 million. Next up, they've said we are getting a Western police bike. Now, these pictures right here, these are just like mock-ups. This isn't the official image they've sent to us. But they've also said we're getting a summer highway patrol outfit that you can see right here as well. So let's just say the highway outfit, oh god, I don't know, let's just say 100k for that. So as far as the Western police bike is concerned, over in Southern San Andreas, we have 100 grand for the Western Nightblade. But in Legendary Motorsports, we have the Western Reaver at $1.9 million. But obviously, we know the police variants of these cars are always way more expensive than their regular counterparts. So I'm going to say for the Western police bike, I'm actually going to put this at $3 million. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Now, Rockstar Games also says we are going to be getting some Woodlander SUVs. Not SUV, SUVs. So Woodlander, it could either be a new brand that they're bringing to the game, or it could just mean Woodlander as in off-road vehicle. But since they've said SUVs, I'm going to say at least 2 of them. And I'd feel comfortable saying around $2.5 million each. So bringing those Woodlanders up to $5 million. Next up, we have the overflawed Suzume or Suzume or Suzume. It's an overflawed, so we can assume this is going to be an electric vehicle. It looks like an electric vehicle. And you guys had mentioned in the comment section that it is based off of the Aspark Owl, which is a hypercar, and it is an electric vehicle. And as we know, the overflawed Pipistrello came with a bottom dollar bounties DLC, and this was 2.9. So I'm going to say this is around the same price. I'll just say $3 million there to round it up. And this vehicle did come with a missile lock-on jammer, so I'm assuming the new one will too. But as we already know from the information Rockstar has given us, there's going to be 50 new cars or 50 cars that are going to get the missile lock-on jammer added to them with this DLC. I should also mention this overflawed Suzume, or whatever it's called. If you have GTA Plus, you'll get early access to it. So you'll get it probably a few weeks to a month before anybody else. So now that we've gone over all of the vehicles that we know about so far, like I say, as soon as we get any information, could come any day now of leaks or anything like that of new vehicles, I'll let you know. So make sure you subscribe with notifications on. But now that we've gone over those, let's move on to businesses. So the latest business we got was the Darnell Garment Factory, and that was 2.3 million, but that was its own big enterprise business, right? You had a parking garage in it, you had a weapons workshop, you had a place for your terabyte, you had missions you could do with the FIB, and then we had the Mackenzie Field hangar, and that was around $1.5 million, and that was just a hangar. You could still launch missions and things from there, obviously the Titan job, but it was less money, a little smaller. I think personally that the car wash, it is a smaller business. It's an existing business. It's going to be pretty fun, but also around the back end of this business, if you've never noticed before, you can see there's an auto shop on it as well. It says body parts, repairs, transmission, and mufflers. So this could be like the auto shop in the sense that you can customize your cars here like Los Santos Customs. I think it would be kind of weird not to have this as part of it. So I do think that's going to be on there, not just the car wash. And the fact that you are going to be able to perform some sort of mission. We know with these businesses that we're getting, there's a new heat bar, which leads me to believe that if you just continuously use this money laundering and you don't go over to the business to do some sort of work to it, whether it's some sort of missions or running the car wash, that heat bar is going to continue to go up. And if it gets full, you'll be raided because the suspicion will be high. So there is going to be missions that we're going to have to do for this car wash. It's not just going to be a business that has a safe in it, that collects money. It will have some sort of thing that we're going to have to do to make sure that heat bar stays low. But with that, I do think there's going to be a living quarters inside of it as well. I don't think there'll be a weapons workshop or anything like that. But anyway, I think this business is going to be worth around $1.5 million. Next up, we have the Smoke on the Water Dispensary. Now, you have to have the car wash first. That is your, launching business for your money laundering. But once you've purchased that, it's going to open up 2 more businesses you can purchase. The first one being Smoke on the Water. Now, this business is over on Vespucci Beach. You can see right here, Smoke on the Water. It's a lot smaller. Obviously, there's not the car wash aspect of it. There's no, big area. I don't know if maybe they're going to change this around and have a door back here or maybe a rear entrance where we're going to be able to have a living quarters, a place to be able to spawn here. But Rockstar has said that this business and the next one we're going to talk about does have its own operations. So there is going to be things we're going to have to do to make sure, I'm guessing once again, that heat bar doesn't get too high. Whether that's doing delivery missions for the weed business here or something else. We don't know that information just yet. We may get it soon before the DLC, but as of right now, we don't have that information. But anyway, for this business, I'm going to say it's a little bit less than the car wash, just because the car wash is the entry point, and this is going to be the supplemental business, as Rockstar has said. But I'm going to say this one's going to be, I'm going to give this $1 million. I feel confident with that. I'm going to say $1 million for this business. And next up, ladies and gentlemen, the last business here, the 3 businesses, new businesses for this DLC. The last one is Higgins Heli Tours. So this obviously being a helicopter tour area, also for money laundering. Now, I would assume once again, we're going to have that bar that we're going to have to make sure it stays low and doesn't get too high. For this one, I wouldn't be surprised if it was something to do with helicopter tours. Maybe you go there and you have to give actual tours or something. Or maybe it's absolutely nothing like that and we have something else we have to do. But either way, I would assume it's going to be the same. But this one, since it is the helicopter tours, a little bit bigger of a business than the smoke on the water shop, I'm going to give this one, I'm going to say 1.5 million for this one as well. I think I feel pretty confident with that. It may be a little less. I doubt it's going to be any more, but I'm going to say 1.5 million just to be on the safe side. I should also mention, even though this isn't to do with how much money you're going to need, these businesses, they're going to boost your earnings for the weed farm, like your own personal MC weed farm. So I'm assuming the smoke on the water shop, if you own that, it's going to have some sort of bonus where it boosts your earnings for your weed farm. And if you own the heli tours, it's going to boost your earnings for your air freight cargo. So that's actually something really cool. So you're going to want to be able to save up money to be able to buy all 3 of these new businesses if you want to take advantage of all of these bonuses. So ladies and gentlemen, that is everything we know so far with this new DLC, the Money Fronts DLC. Now, I've added up everything that we've talked about here in this video to give you just some sort of estimate as to how much money you should be saving if you want to get everything that we've talked about here and if it costs what I've said it's going to cost. So this includes the cars, and there's actually 7 cars in total, and that includes the 2 Woodlanders. We don't know what the Woodlanders are going to be, but they did say 2 Woodlander SUVs, or they said Woodlander SUVs, so I just said 2 of those. And it also includes the 3 new businesses. So in total, also adding on 500,000 for outfits and tattoos, just the miscellaneous stuff. It comes out to just shy of $21 million. Now, this doesn't include, I'm sure there's going to be more cars, right? There's probably going to be at least, I would say, 3 more cars than what we've heard about here today. So I would say 21 million for everything we've talked about. Let's say 26 million, including 3 or so more cars. So I would say if you want to be confident, it's pretty much always the lucky number of 20 million when a new DLC comes out. If you want all the cars and the businesses, 20 million's a good deal. But keep in mind, I'm sure all of these cars aren't going to release the day the DLC comes out. We know the Overflod's not, because GTA Plus are going to get it early before anyone else, and most likely they're going to get it for free. And then a lot of these cars are going to be drip feed. That's always how it is. So if everything released at once, you're looking at around 21 million. But honestly, day one, you're probably only talking around 5 million. So just keep that in mind. Anyway, as soon as we get any new information on this new Money Front DLC, I'm sure they're going to change the name. It's called the GTA Money Front, but I'm sure it's going to be some cool thing. I'm sure that we're going to get a trailer. Maybe today. Maybe there's already been one when I'm uploading this video. Maybe we got one this morning before I made this video, or after I made this video. Either way, as soon as we get any information, make sure you subscribe with notifications on, because I'll be posting it immediately. Later today, we're probably going to go in depth about the cars more. If you've seen this video, like if you're watching this part, you have already, you'll know a lot of information about the cars. But later today, there will be another video showcasing all the cars we know so far, going over once again the prices, and also going over their real life counterparts and things like that. So make sure you stick around for that later on today. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you later today with a brand new video. Goodbye.